I just want to start this off by saying this is not a how-to video, not any way a how-to video. This is just showing our process of changing a track. So take some tips if you want, but just know this is not a how-to video. Right, so it's a windy, showery sort of day out there, even though it looks pretty nice out that door. But today's the day we're going to have a go at changing this track over. I've not done it before, so you'll have to bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to learn as we go, and be as safe as we can the whole way through. So the basic process is jack this side of the tractor up and block it so that it's stable, so it's not going to fall off or move or anything. And then we get our hydraulic hose that connects onto here and onto the back of the tractor, and we detension this hydraulic cylinder, which will allow these front wheels to come back slightly, meaning the track will be able to come off. Then we're going to take all these bolts out, pull this front idler off, and then we should be able to pull this side of the track out with the tractor, I think, with the loader, hook a chain on, pull that out, and then hopefully just pry this over. Sounds simple, but we'll see what it's like when we start. So what I've done here is I put a sleeper down and back the tractor up onto it, just so that we have a little bit of height to start with. We don't have quite so far to jack it. Right, we've got it jacked up there. Fair bit of space under the tracks. Hopefully enough, I don't really know, but we'll block it, let some pressure off the jack so that there's something else supporting it, and see what it looks like. Right, it's blocked up there, it's pretty stable I think. I won't be getting anywhere where I can get squashed, that's for sure, but I think it looks alright. So I just got my detensioning hose out, hydraulic fitting there, and then you plug it in. I think I've got that in the wrong side, but anyway. Big shout out to Henry Coleman from Lock Valley Farms. He's running an awesome YouTube channel in the mid-north of SA, so go and check that out. He's doing a great job. They also have a tractor like this. It's a little bit smaller, just it's an 8310T, and he gave me some tips on what to do. So I'm cleaning this cylinder, cleaning it as good as I can so that there's no dirt on there to make any hydraulic leaks. I won't make this cylinder leak. But this is the problem we're dealing with. This here, you can see, you might be able to see that it's cut off on an angle here. This is actually the join in the track. That angle goes right through and lines up with that bit here, which is the join in the track, because the track is two pieces joined together. As far as I know, that's how I understand it. But anyway, the rubber has peeled off the inside, exposed these cables, and now they're just flapping around. And if we didn't do anything, it would have become very nasty very quickly. So this is the problem we're dealing with, and this is why we're changing it. Apart from that, the track's still pretty good. The tread has copped a little bit of a beating. The guide lugs have a little bit worn off of them, but yeah, it's just not worth going with it how it is. So according to the tractor manual, we've got our hose hooked up right. We turned our tap on. Now we just need to turn the tractor on, push SCV lever forward to retract the cylinder until the track goes slack. Right, let's give it a go. So because it's only a single acting ram, it doesn't pull back all the way. So I got a ratchet strap on here, just ratchet strapped it back to get some extra slackness. And my other mistake that I made is my hydraulic hose actually went under the track and up here. So when the pressure came off the track and it dropped to the ground, my hose is under there. Right, got my impact driver out. We're about to take this front wheel off and then things will start getting pretty serious. Right, those bolts were very close to being too tight for me to get undone, but we got there. Now we're going to go get the front end loader and put the pallet forks on so we don't poke a hole in the new one or the old one. And yeah, we'll see if we can wangle this thing off. We got the tractor in, we've hooked up a chain and a strap, and we'll give it a bit of a tug and see if it'll slip off there. That was a process, a lot longer than what I thought. Anyway, we've got it off. Now, oh, that was a bit muddy. I'll take it over here and dump it off. And one day, this will become a sandpit for Alex. Hopefully it's not too long. She looks so naked without any tracks on. Alright, so we're back into it this morning. Before we put the new track on, thought it would be easiest to get this old bearing off, bearing collar, whatever you want to call it, before we put the new track on, and then we'll put our new bogey wheel on. Yeah, but it's proving nice and tight, this one. I've got the bearing puller on there, and that is doing the job. Slowly, but it is doing the job. So I just punched the new cones into this wheel, and I've got a seal sitting in there and a seal sitting on the other side. Now we're just going to, oh, the seal dropped out. That's not good. Knew I shouldn't have done that. Ugh. Looks clean enough, hopefully. We're going to roll it in there, put the bearings on and put it back together. Alright, we got this roller back on, got the cover on and sealed. When we've got the track back on, we'll check all the oils of all the bearings, because I've never done that, and we'll fill that one on the other side up. But anyway, now it's time to untangle that track and get it on here. Sounds easy, doesn't it?
No, it does not.
Alright, so Popper's gone back to get the other ute that has a winch on it. We're going to winch the track. We're going to park the ute in there and winch it back this way, just to save a bit of manoeuvring with the tractor. So we'll pull this out of the way and get it in. Alright, it's back on, which is good news. Dad, the master, thought of the brilliant idea of bringing in the ute with the winch, and that helped no end. I would highly recommend it. So, yeah, made the job a lot better. But anyway, we're going to tension the track up now, and then we can let it down off its blocks. Got her all tensioned up. Now we're gonna let it off its blocks and yeah. Alright, so we cleaned up a bit around here. Got the tractor off the blocks and everything. And the last thing to do is put oil, or check the oil level in all the mid rollers. Some of them were low. And that other one needed fill. So what I was saying before it went flat was, it's really hard to get oil into that hole. That center bolt is the oil filling hole. But for all the funny and strange things you see on TikTok, this one caught my fancy and is actually quite useful. The fella who did it called it an oil bong. There's just a piece of air hose that runs down into the bottle, and when you put compressed air in the top, yep, give it to her, Dad, oil comes out that hole. Yep. So yeah, pretty specialised bit of gear, but seems to work all right. All right, so got the new track on the tractor. We're out here disking a bit of clay, and on the way over this morning I checked the alignment of the track, had to adjust it. I just checked it again, and how you do that is by feeling these drive rollers, or the lugs, the guide lugs, to see if it's hot on either side, and they're both the same temperature, which means it's good. Both not hot, just a little bit warm to touch. But anyway, these are all important things when you own a tractor, and I'm learning more as I go. Yeah, anyway,